Hi everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Chandrika and this is Rika Life. I realized that I haven't done a whip and yarn chat for about 2 weeks now, so I am setting aside this time to settle in with you and work on one of my projects, get some progress done for my work in progress. So, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, there's lots of yarny goodness here. I'm sharing my projects, my yarn. I share just all sorts of inspiration for crocheting, mostly just crocheting and yarn. I have tried knitting, but I don't knit now. So, if that interests you, then definitely stick around. If you haven't already, like this video and definitely subscribe to my channel. I love hearing from all of you in the comments. It's really wonderful to see your support. So thank you so much again. Um, I have been working on many different projects and finishing things. So I kind of just started this WIP this morning. So this is Lion Brand Sunset Nights. And this is the color Dolomites or Dolomites. So this yarn is a 4-weight yarn. It's 273 yards or 250 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. It's 90% acrylic and 10% polyester. And it actually has sparkles in it. There they are. You can see them. It has these sequins kind of woven in throughout. It recommends an I 5.5 millimeter hook. It's a medium 4-weight, machine wash gentle, lay flat to dry. Dolomites, that's the color. It's made in China. So it recommends a I 5.5 hook. I actually went up a hook size, so I'm using a J 6.0 hook. That's what I'm using. Where is it? Oh, it doesn't say it on this part. I thought it did. So I have used this yarn before. I have used it in this color and I've used it in this color, Zanzibar. I've used it in both colors. And I am making a corner to corner shawl. I'll show you what that looks like right now. That is what it's looking like. I think there are a couple of sequins in there. They're a little bit hard to see, but I've made a start on that. And basically I would just be continuing until this ball runs out. It seems like it's already using so much yarn, but we'll see. Hopefully I can get, I have been able to get a whole shawl out of it before, a triangle shawl. So yeah, grab your whip, grab a beverage. I just realized I didn't bring anything to drink, but that's okay. And yeah, get settled. We're gonna just work on our whip and we're gonna chat. Nothing serious. We're just going to relax. I'm trying to remember when I made this shawl before. So I've made these shawls before with this exact yarn. I bought 2 balls each of this yarn and I have 2 of them left. So I'm trying to recall what hook size I used. I don't think I used a J hook, a 6 millimeter. I think I must have used a smaller hook, but that's okay. It's already that big. It won't be a giant shawl, but it'll be a decent size. So you might see the lighting keeps changing in the room, and that's because I have my blinds open and it's like a partly cloudy day. So at times this room is going to be full of light and at other times it's going to feel like it's darker in here. I do have the overhead light on as well, but I just wanted to mention that in case you're wondering why things are getting bright and dark. So yeah, I was wanting to make these videos every week and try and publish them on every Monday so that you had something for the start of the week. But last week just got away from me, and I was working on a custom order and I had to rip out 22 rows. That was not fun. And then I had to fix it, and then I made a border. I had some moments of frustration. I just wanted to pull my hair out. I wanted to actually pull out the whole project and start again. But I was way too deep into it, into making the berry stitch, and I had spent hours and hours on that project, so I didn't want to start again. And I also really wanted to finish it so that I could move on to other projects. So, um, yeah, that was an interesting project to work on. I did a soft lilac, was the color. It was a Bernat Softy Baby yarn, and I do have pictures of it up in my community tab. If you go over to the community tab on my profile, you'll see a picture of it. I posted that last week, of the finished item. It turned out very, very nice, and I used a pattern called, I believe it's called the Berry Blossom Blanket by Daisy Farm Crafts, and it uses a stitch called the Berry Stitch, which was, by the end I could make it, but I would keep messing it up, and I had to keep taking apart my work to make sure I was making the stitch correctly. So for a custom order, I don't think a stitch like that would be good in the future. Just something more generic that doesn't require so much attention to detail. And the reason why I had to pull out 22 rows was because one of the sides I had somehow started increasing. So one side of the blanket was straight and it was going up, and the other side of the blanket was like this. And it was just lopsided, and I was just like heartbroken. Also heartbroken that, like, why didn't I just open it up and look at it before? Like, why did I wait till it was almost done and I was like ready to put the border on to lay it out and look at it? So that's your reminder. If you're working on a big project, stop, lay it out on the floor, lay it out on your bed, and just take a look at it and just make sure everything is going okay. And that was my mistake. I didn't open up this project. I was like, oh, I'm making progress. Let me just keep working on the rows. I'm doing so good. I just kind of got like ahead of myself, and then I had to rip out 22 rows. That was painful, but you live and learn, right? You learn best from your own experiences, and that's what happened to me. I just learning from my own mistake and learning what I should commit to, because we all have a finite amount of time. We think that we have all the time in the world, but we have so many things that require our attention. So we want to use our time wisely. That's for anything crochet related and anything life related. We need to use our time wisely. We want to be present for all the things that we are a part of. So I had a really wonderful weekend. We celebrated my daughter's 8th birthday. We're celebrating a week and a half early because school ends this week and all her friends will be gone on summer holidays. So we celebrated it quite early just so that people could attend. It was really nice. We did it at home and just invited some close friends of hers. It wasn't a huge party. Just got like pizza and stuff for the kids. So we just set up some games, and she really is into art. So the main activity of her party was a painting party. And initially we were thinking of going to, like a pottery place where the kids could go and do it. But then we found these kits and we decided to just do it at home. And I think it was so wonderful. I just put this tablecloth on top of my whole table and covered it. And each person had their own kit. So each person had their own canvas that was already pre-printed with a picture. Each person had a paintbrush, their own paints, a little palette they gave, and I gave everyone a cup of water. So that was really nice. That was, I mean, for me as an artist and a creative, that was like, I loved it. I just loved it. I wasn't making a painting, but I was there setting it up and helping them and opening the paint for them. And it was just really fun. It was like a low key birthday. And I think those are the best kinds of birthdays, where, it's just go with the flow and you just have fun and you make memories. And it was really special. So she also got some really wonderful gifts, and I'm thinking of just hiding them all and giving her like one per month. Of course, she wants to open everything right now, but I was like, that's not happening. I'm gonna put everything away. So because we had her party, I ended up cleaning my house, and yeah, some things I cleaned and some things I just like put stuff away because I needed counter space. So um, I think my house needs a deep clean now, spring cleaning. So who knows when that'll happen? And school is almost out. My daughter will be done this week, so I have no idea what my YouTube schedule will be now, whether I'll be able to post my 2 videos per week. I would really, really like to. Um, and we're still finding out about for my son whether or not he'll get into pre-K this year and start in August. Here, the school starts in August in Texas, so um, we are waiting to hear for him what's going to happen in August. And yeah, it is already hot here. It is so, so hot. It was in the 90s yesterday. For people who are in Celsius, that is close to 40 degrees. It was about 37, 38 Celsius, which is in the 90s Fahrenheit. So it was hot. I wanted to take the kids to the pool to cool off, but it was packed and it was way too hot. Like I would actually just get like sunburned. So I kept them inside. Um, but yeah. On my channel, if you have been following my channel, you will have seen that I published a new hat tutorial last week. It's called a Fresh Air hat. And I made that with Hirschner's yarn called Sweet Swirls. Sorry, I'm trying to find my space here. Okay. So I made that with Hirschner's Hirschner's Sweet Swirls yarn. And I have a full tutorial for that on my channel. That'll be linked down below in the tutorials playlist. And you can also find a full written pattern for that on my Ravelry page. All that information is right there with the tutorial that's on my channel. So you'll see all that information there. And yeah, that was really fun to make, and I tried out some new things while I was recording. I tried out a new setup because previous to that I had a totally different setup for my videos. So I tried something new this time and I feel like it was easier for me. So there's that. And then I also have another hat I designed, which is more of a bucket hat. So I've had some interest in that. I am going to try this week to record a tutorial for that before the school is out. So I have it right here. I want to show it to you. Okay, I'm just going to show it to you. This is my bucket hat. It's very bright. It's made with the same Sweet Swirls in a bright color. I can't remember the name of the color right now. But this is the hat. And I will be making a tutorial for this as well. So I already have some yarn that I have chosen for this. You might see it there behind me. It is the Big Twist Rave from Joann's. I really wanted to use that for this because this color is like so bright. So I'm gonna do the tutorial with that. It'll be a nice bright neon summer color. And you know, these are acrylics that I'm using, but of course you can use any yarn you wish to. I'm just using these because they're fun colors and they're light, and I just want to enjoy this whole process. So I use things that are pretty to me, and that's how it goes. So I have the pattern written down, but I need to kind of write it out in my where I write my written patterns, so that it's following the same format. And then I'll have to make one test one before I record, just to make sure the instructions are correct, and then I will record. So I'm really hoping I can get that done this week, and I would like to be able to get that out to you, soon. So I am working on that behind the scenes. What else? I have so many WIPs. Not so many, but I have 6 WIPs right now. So I did finish a moss stitch shawl that's done. And I did finish, what else did I finish? Yeah, that was all I finished. But then um, I'm doing a spring crochet along with Juan the Yarn Addict. He has it on his channel, and I've been following along. I think he just released part 4, and I just finished part 2. So this week I'll be working on part 3. So I'm a week behind. I'm not sure how many weeks there are. I want to say like 5 or 6 weeks. But I am a week behind, so I need to do part 3 now. I'm using the Lion Brand Mandala bonus bundle. Is that what it's called? The big cakes. I'm using that in the color Giant. So one cake of that I'd use to make a hexagon cardigan, and one cake of it I'm using to make Juan's spring crochet along. I'm really enjoying his crochet along. It's been a while since I joined a crochet along, and I forgot how fun it is to just follow along. I was hoping it would be, what do I say? I feel like it's too easy, so it's not really keeping my attention. I wish it was a little bit, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say more challenging. I wish it was, I wish the stitches were more varied, I guess. That there were different types of stitches. I feel like we're kind of making the same stitches all the time. And so that's kind of monotonous for me. The only thing that's making it really fun right now is the color changing yarn, is that mandala cake, is seeing those colors change. So that's keeping me interested. But I'm hoping as he goes into week 3 and 4 that there's more variation in the stitches and that it's a little bit, you know, more happening. So I'm really enjoying his teaching style. He's a very, very good crochet teacher. He is so patient and so kind, and he really shows you all the tips and tricks. And you know, you can learn from each person that teaches crochet. You don't realize that um, you just don't realize that you can learn something from everyone. So I'm learning something from every tutorial that I watch. I learn something or the other, whether it's a technique or it's a trick or, you know, just different things. And I hope that as you watch my tutorials, you can also learn a thing or two. So that's been really nice, that crochet along. And then what else? Okay, so I started another project this weekend. I had shown you, it's been a couple weeks now. I think it was in April. I showed you that I bought yarn from Hirschner's, and I bought Hirschner's baby sparkle yarn. Okay, so this baby sparkle yarn is called Sparkle, but it does not have sequins like the one I'm working on right now. It actually has a different color matching thread woven throughout the yarn that makes it an appearance of there being a sparkle. I really thought that yarn would be softer than it is. It's not as soft as it could be. So worked up, it looks great. It looks very nice. It has a good look at the end. But working with it and touching it while it's wound in the ball, it doesn't feel very soft. So it's not as rough as like Red Heart. It's not like that. But I was just expecting, you know, when something's called a baby yarn, I'm expecting it to be very soft. It's not. It's a little better worked up. So I definitely won't be buying that yarn again. I bought 2 each of 6 colors. I bought 12 balls. Right now I've used 6 balls. I'm using 6 balls. I'm making granny squares. I'm making 2 of each color. So I have made 8 already. I have made, there's a peach color, pink, lime green, and what's the other color I made? Blue, I think. So I have 2 colors left. I have yellow and a purple. And I'll be making 2 each, 2 granny squares each of that color, of those colors. And then I'll have 12 squares. I'm going to lay them out. I'm thinking of either giving a border on each square and then joining, or of doing a, what is it called? I think it's called a mattress stitch or invisible seam. I saw that in a tutorial, in a video that had like tips and tricks for crocheters. So I saw that mattress stitch, and the mattress stitch is something whereby the way you join the squares together, you cannot see the join at all. You will not see that color poking through. You will not see a visible join. So that's one idea, is to do something like an invisible seam, and so the colors can be together. And then I could do, I'm thinking of a white border, a really nice border, like a nice thick, 2-3 inch border. Um, I'm gonna have to lay it all out and see how does it look, and then decide. I think I need to just finish them, lay them out, see if it looks okay without any border on each square, um, and then like pull out my white beside it and kind of just visually see that, does this look nice. So let's see what happens with that. I'm not really sure about it, but I made really good progress on it on the weekend, and that was like the perfect project because I could just pick it up and put it down, and I got it done so fast. Like, I still spent time with my family, but I just had that beside me and I was able to work on it. Those are the kinds of projects that I love. Even like this one that I'm doing right now, I love having a project like this that I can just work on mindlessly, because not all projects are like this. A lot of projects that I'm working on, not a lot, but you know, some of the ones that I'm working on, they require me to follow a pattern step by step. And I do love doing that. It's just that sometimes you want to be able to just sit and crochet and just pass the time, enjoy your time. So, yes. What else? I am still working on so I finished a mandala that I was working on, and I've posted pictures of that. Unfortunately, that pattern has been discontinued. It was a crochet along, I think in, I don't know, I want to say 2022 maybe, or 2021. I'm not even sure how far back it goes. But since then it has been discontinued. I do have the pattern with me, so I can make it again. But of course, I cannot share that because that's a designer's pattern, and that's up to her on how she wants to share it. So it's a really lovely mandala, and I wanted to make it bigger, but I was kind of, when you feel like you're done with the project and you kind of want to move on to other things, that's the feeling that I had. And I was like, I really want to finish this so I can move on to other things. And that's kind of why I started this project too. This shawl that I'm working on right now, is that I saw that yarn sitting there and I knew I'm going to make corner to corner shawls again. So I pulled out both of these colors and I was like, you know what? Let's just start. Let's not wait for more projects to get done. Let's just start, and whatever spare time I get, I will work on these. And it's been great. I mean, I just started it this morning and look how big it is already. And this is what the cake's looking like now. So I'm making good progress on this, and it's so rewarding. I need to say that. It is very rewarding to kind of just like fly through a project and make this kind of progress. It's so rewarding because you can see that it's growing bigger. That's why I love doing like corner to corner. It's so visually rewarding. And I feel like I was thinking about crocheting my sleep or something. Now that I think of it, I feel like I was, I don't know. I'm always thinking about crochet. Even while I'm crocheting, I'm thinking about crocheting. And then how you put down the crochet and you pick up your phone, you start going through and looking at other people's projects. Even while I'm doing that, I'm like, oh, I could be crocheting. When I'm like putting my kids to sleep, and then I'm like, I get on my phone for a couple minutes, I'm like, I could be crocheting. Just all the time. I'm like, even while I'm making something, I'm like, ooh, I could be crocheting XYZ. I could be making this. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so addicted to crochet. I just love it so much. My husband was joking the other day that I'm giving up crochet for cricket, and I was like, never. That is not happening. No. Just absolutely no. I'm not giving this up. I'm so invested in this, and it brings so much joy to my life. I cannot live without it. It's like it's a daily thing. It's honestly, it's like, I think I woke up on Saturday morning and like I folded some laundry and then I sat down and I crocheted for like 10-15 minutes and I was like, oh, now I feel like I'm awake. I was like, okay, this is a great way to start my day. I should start my day crocheting. It feels so good. I wonder if any of you do that. Let me know. When do you crochet? Do you crochet first thing in the morning or last thing at night? Is it your form of relaxation too? I really would love to know. It is for me. I think, I try to like put on meditations to prepare my mind or to calm my mind at the beginning and the end of the day, but crocheting also does that for me. So I need to keep a project like this beside me like all the time and just, before heading to bed or when I'm just getting up in the morning, just sit down and spend 10, 15, 20 minutes and just crochet. It makes me feel so good. It feels like, I don't know. You know how you brush your teeth every day and then you're like, okay, I brushed my teeth. I'm done that for the day. It's like that's how I feel that it should be with crocheting, that like I got in my time. Of course, I want to crochet for way longer than 15 minutes. I want to crochet for like 2-3 hours a day. That's my like desire. Okay, my desire is to crochet for even longer than that. My desire is to crochet for like 5 hours a day. Let's say 5 or 6 hours a day. That would make me so happy. You know how much stuff I could get made if I crochet for 5-6 hours a day? I could just blow through my WIPs. I could make so many things. Alas, who has 5-6 hours a day to crochet? Not me. So it ends up being, I don't know, an hour a day maybe, if I can. That's just all the random moments put together. But that's why I really liked making this series of videos where it was like a WIP and yarn chat, because I would get some dedicated time to sit and crochet and I would get to make a video and spend time with all of you. So it was kind of like killing two birds with one stone. So I really enjoy doing this, and I should have done this last week. I just got so caught up in my custom order that it didn't work out. I realized that to make this Monday video, I need to record this on, earlier. Not like today where I'm recording on Monday, but if I can record it a couple days in advance, then everything works out. Otherwise, my schedule just gets, how the weekends are, and especially having younger kids, the time just goes. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I want to really savor these moments with my kids. They are so young and so innocent, and they're growing up so fast, and I just want to like pause time sometimes and just have them be the age they are and just keep them like this, because it's just going by so fast. And at the same time, I'm trying to make that time for myself and to keep myself as a priority and not put myself on the back burner. So it's really quite a balancing act, I would say. Just trying to have all those balls in the air at the same time. Um, I want them to know that it's okay to be passionate about something, that it's okay to have a hobby, that it's okay to desire something, Um, but at the same time, I want them to know that mom is here. Mom wants to hear what you have to say. Mom wants to hear about your day. Mom wants to play with you. Mom wants to spend time with you. And so it's like there's no rule book, you know? I wish somebody would make a rule book. I used to think this all the time when I just had my daughter. I used to ask my cousins that, can you make me like a rule book for parenting? And they were like, no, that's not going to happen. And even now, if someone were to ask me advice on kids, like every kid is different, every parent is different. Even amongst a couple, you have different parenting styles. So it's just, it's impossible, you know. So I wished that someone gave me a guidebook, but there's no guidebook. You know, there's only a book about being pregnant. There's no book about how to raise your kids. Now there are parenting books, but you know, who has time to sit and read a parenting book? So now we just, you know, look at memes and laugh about parenting and, you know, just try and make it through another day. It's challenging, it's rewarding, it's fun, but it is a task. You know, you have to be you're on every day. There's no time off, and it's such a big responsibility, you know. So I don't take it lightly, but I also don't want to put myself on pause, you know. I don't want to put my life on pause. So that's going to be a consideration for this summer, is how to balance what I want to do with what my kids want to do, because I'm not sure what their schedule is going to be. And I do know for part of the summer we will be not traveling, but we will be out of town for some time to visit family in Canada. So um, I don't even know what's going to happen to my channel in those couple of weeks. I mean, I guess I can record there. I know I'm going to be crocheting, but I'll need to find a spot where I can record. Of course, you won't see this beautiful background, but I'm going to be crocheting. There's no way I'm going on a trip and I won't be crocheting. Like, that's not going to happen. So, oh yeah, I didn't tell you. So, my best friend is a teacher and she is trying to teach her class how to crochet. So they're making these little Pop Tart amigurumis. It's so cute. She showed me a picture. It's really, really cute. So she was at Michael's yesterday trying to pick out yarn, trying to find the right hook size. So she was choosing, I think it's a Patton's yarn, and it is a 3 weight. I think it was a 3 weight. And she was picking up like J hooks, and I was like, no, this is not gonna work. I'm like, if you're making amigurumi, you need to have a smaller hook, and if you're using a yarn that is a 3 weight, you need to use a smaller hook. Otherwise, you know, that stuffing out of the Pop Tart is just gonna show throughout, and it will not look good. So she does have someone that she knows coming to help teach her class because she herself doesn't crochet. But you know, just even buying supplies is like, I can't believe she's even doing this. Like, I'm so proud of her that she's doing this and making this effort to teach her students something like this. um, because you know, who is willing to teach somebody something they know nothing about, you know? So it's a really big task she's taken upon herself, but I think it'll be fun. And it kind of it kind of makes me wonder also if I would like teaching crocheting in person. Maybe not to kids, but just to adults. But I don't know. It's kind of, you know, when I'm behind my camera here and I'm recording here, it's it's a one-way communication, right? So I'm recording and then I post it and then you can give me your comments. But if you're in front of someone, then it's all happening in real time, and you can adjust and you can teach them, you know, right there. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that might be something I look into at some point, is teaching in person classes. I have seen posts here and there about people wanting to, you know, even buy crochet things, but oh my gosh, I just saw this post yesterday, and evidently people are buying things and reselling them. So they buy things cheaply off of these websites, and then they take them to these markets and fairs and things and shows, and they're reselling those items for like $20, $30. It's just crazy. I mean, I think only people who actually crochet can understand the amount of effort and work that goes into crocheting. And unlike knitting, crocheting cannot be machine made. It is not possible. It's only handmade. So somebody somewhere is making it by hand, and then it's being sold for such a cheap price. And then someone else is, you know, adding a surcharge and then reselling it. Like, it's just crazy. So for people like us who make things, we can't compete with that. It would take me so long to make one of those little dolls, and then to think that somebody else is selling it for like $15 or $20. I don't know, it's not worth the time. So I myself am kind of going through I've been thinking about how I want to structure my business for this year. Like, what do I want to do? So I am doing the tutorials and the patterns on Ravelry, but I'm kind of trying to figure out, do I want to be on any other platforms? Right now, I do have my own Shopify store where I put some of my originals, but I have not used anything like Etsy. So I'm just trying to find out from other fellow crocheters. So if you have any experience with selling your finished items online, please let me know. I would love to know your experience. And I'm just kind of trying to see, like, do I want to sell, digital patterns? Do I want to sell finished items? Do I want to sell online, in person? Like, what is happening? So for now, I'm just making like so many things, and I'm trying to see what works. So I have no problem with trying out new things. I have no problem with, you know, going down a road and seeing what happens. But I just kind of think I need to take some time and first think about it, kind of make a strategy before I just start doing things. So yeah, there's a lot of like change that's going to be happening now just in my life with, summer coming up and then travel and all of that. So I know sometimes people don't crochet as much during the summer months, but I don't see that happening for me. I mean, I just want to crochet all the time. So I think I will likely still be here doing my 2 videos per week, even if that means I have to pre-record before I go. I mean, if I need to pre-record 8 videos before I go, I'm going to do it, I want my channel to keep going, and I don't want to take away this time from all of you, because I know how precious this time is for all of us, and we want to spend time working on our craft. We want to spend time engaged in something that makes us feel good. So I want to continue to hold this space for all of us, and, share my creativity and share what I'm doing. So I'll likely have lots of content for when I'm back in August, because, I'll have made so many things. But I'm going to see, I'm going to plan out now what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 months. And, I'm not going anywhere. So stay tuned. There's going to be lots more things coming here. And if there are any tutorials that you would like me to make, please let me know. I am open to suggestions. I haven't designed that many different types of things yet, but I'm up for the challenge. So let me know in the comments if there's anything specific that you would like me to try to design. I would love to know your thoughts about that. So yeah. Okay, our video is almost at 40 minutes, and I have made some really good progress on this shawl. I'm going to share it with you. I'm just going to finish this row, and then I'm going to hold it up and show it to you. I hope that you've also been able to make a little bit of progress on your project that you're working on. And hopefully you had a sip of water or coffee or tea or whatever fun thing you're drinking right now. And yeah, here we go. We're almost at the end of this row. I love corner to corner. It's something about making double crochets is so like soothing to me. And then working it in a corner to corner where you've actually like physically moved where you're making the double crochets is very soothing as well. So I think I mentioned this. I love looking at it when I'm crocheting because I like seeing where the stitches are going. That like really relaxes me. So that's why I'm always like looking down at my work. It's not because I don't know where to make the stitch, but it's because I want to look at it. Just to let you know. Okay, so this is where we're at now. And this is just going to be a triangle shawl. So that's how much is done. And that's how much yarn is left. So it's not going to be a very huge shawl. But I think it'll be a decent size. It'll be like a medium size. And then once I am done that, I'm going to make this one. You can see the sparkles there, the sequins. I'm going to make this one. This one's called Zanzibar. So I've made these before. This will be my second time. And I actually gifted those when I went on a trip earlier this year. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.